Oh, we're live. Here we go. I finally got it. So YouTube Live. There we go. How does it look? Looks a little better. I like it. Okay, here we go. I got to adjust the camera here. So, anyways, this is part two of the show today. This is 10/8, 2018. And I hold on here. He's wanted me. Orientation is locked. Okay, so I guess we'll just go this way. So, anyways, well, Liseo said he wanted to talk about tacos. So I had Tacos Tuesday yesterday at a place called Tacos and Miches. And it was good, man. It was like $10 all you can eat. I think I ate like 15 tacos. So um, that place was on point. So I give that place a two thumbs up. You got to check it out. I did an Instagram post and I shared it on Facebook. So check it out. Anyways, so I want to talk about hockey. Okay, so let's start off. Okay, we talked about tacos, and I'm not talking about Tomb Raider, even though Lisa wants me to talk about Tomb Raider. I'm not doing that. So, hockey, I don't know much about hockey. I would really like to. What am I looking at here? Am I looking at the wrong. What am I doing here? Can I turn this around? Orientation law. Oh, okay, well, I guess that's the way it's going to be. Okay. So, anyways, so Uh, this is so fucking shaky. Excuse my language. But anyways, so this is a. Well, let's see if this does any good. Let's change it up here. Okay, I'm editing on the fly here. Sorry, guys. This is like the worst you can do, but who cares? I don't care. It's not like we're professional level here. Unless ESPN wants to sponsor me, hit me up, ESPN. But anyways, okay, so we'll just go with that. So anyway, so hockey took a dip in the ratings this year, and it's because the NBA moved their schedule back. I gotta stop moving this thing. NBA moved their schedule back so that they can start their season earlier. And hockey traditionally started a couple weeks before basketball, so that way they can kind of get a jump on the season and stuff. Well, now that they're starting at the same time, and a lot of these professional, what am I? Where am I looking? Right here. I hate this. Let's see here if I can do this. Okay, forget it. so, so anyway, this is a horrible video. So, my apologies to everybody. But anyways, it is live, and so anyways, hockey took a hit, and I want to learn more about hockey. I want to go to a hockey game. I don't know anything about it, and it is a live sport. It is a sport that has a tradition and a history, and I think it'd be interesting and fun to learn about how it works. I don't know any of the rules. I understand the basics of, but I don't know the metrics. They, um, how do they figure it all out? What's considered a good player, bad player? How do penalty minutes factor in? How do you score a goal? What makes a goalie good? Obviously, to stop the puck from going into the net. That's the obvious one. I know. But I never played. I like I said, I really never followed hockey. I went to a couple of matches, but I don't even understand it. So I want to know who the good players are. I want to know how it works, and I want to know, um, how the ins and outs of the game. So I'm gonna start following that. I'll probably mention that briefly because you don't ever hear about that being talked about in mainstream sportscast. They don't ever talk about hockey because it just doesn't sell. They're not ESPN, Fox Sports. They don't really broadcast it that much, so it's like they really don't care about it. And I get it, right? They're promoting the sports that they pay to broadcast. It makes perfect sense, but nobody's paying me to broadcast, so I can talk about whoever I want to talk about. So, anyways, that's my deal about hockey. Hockey needs to do something different in terms of their scheduling. Maybe they should start a little earlier or start a little later or have a proper jump off because it's like almost like the start of basketball season overshadows hockey season because hockey already started and everybody's waiting for the build up and all the build up is being talked about in mainstream sports and they don't mention hockey. It's very very rare that they mention it. So they're taking a huge hit on it. It'd be interesting to know about it. Maybe go to a game and talk to some people about how does it actually work. That'd be kind of a cool interview. I would really like to know that. So, anyways, there's that. Um, um, so then the thing I wanted to talk about was the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, no, the Rams play at Denver at the Broncos. this Sunday. And what's interesting about them is that they have a common opponent. Their common opponents are the Raiders, and the Seahawks, and they both played them pretty the same. The scores are relatively the same. So I think this is going to be a good game. Although I will say that the Rams are susceptible to a passing attack. So the good news is that Denver has a horrible quarterback. He's just a new guy. He's not that good. And so he kind of is in a position where he might not do that well. So the Rams, if they have any weakness, it's in their secondary. And a good quarterback like Russell Wilson can take advantage of that. And they don't have a marquee quarterback, so I don't think that that's going to help them very much. So I think they're going to struggle in that, and I think it's going to be a difficult thing for them to try to overcome. I think it could be. I'm going to call it now. I was almost close on the last game. I'm going to call this game. I think the Rams are going to score probably 42. I'm going to say 49 points. I'm going to go on a limb and say they're going to score a bunch. I think Jared Goff's going to have a really good game, and I think the defense is going to shut down the Broncos. I think they're not going to be able to get anything going because if you're weak in passing, and our only weakness, if we have one, is in the secondary, you're in trouble because you're not going to be able to run the ball. There's these two guys that look like damn houses called Dominic Sue and Aaron Donald, and they've been beating everybody up. So, anyways, I don't think that the Rams are going to have a very difficult time. I think the Rams are going to score at will, and they're going to get a couple stops. I can see an interception or two. I can see them stopping the run, and it's going to stall out the Denver's offense. I think it's going to be hard for them to get any yards. And so, the Bears. This guy. We could talk about the Bears, too. There's a whole thing I could talk about the Bears. By the way, the Bears are like 3-1 or 4-1. And because they got Khalil Mack, I think he's a huge reason why they're good. I was looking at their stats, but I didn't have enough time to break down how they rank defensively versus the Raiders. The Raiders who let go of this defensive beast of a player that's changing the whole game for Chicago. Chicago, nobody said, oh, they're going to be good. No. They might not win a Super Bowl, but they're already 3 games better than the Raiders. And so that goes to show you that if you didn't pay somebody, I really thought that the Rams were not going to pay Aaron Donald, but they did. And so I'm glad they did because I was suspecting that something like that would happen. So anyways, Eliseo, you missed it. I already talked about the tacos, how they were good. I ate 15 of them, and they told me basically not to come back, so you missed it. And I'm not talking about Tomb Raider again. That game was it was very old. But anyways, I gave you notice. I posted it, and that place, dude, you don't understand, dude. They had this cucumber drink. Was ridiculous, bro, because that was a work night, so there's no drinking involved there. But that cucumber drink was amazing, dude. I know it was a little foo-foo, but it was all right, though. I went, hey, so what? Who cares? Okay, now they have. You gave me 5 million notes. I love 50 minutes away. Hey, you got the time machine, right? You got the time machine. Put some old banana peels in there, and 88 miles an hour, So the cool thing about that Tacos Michas place is we're kind of friendly with the owner. So, he's a good guy. So, I don't know if we want to make him broke because, we might not get invited back. But next Tuesday, I'm going to be there. So, anyways, okay, let me get back on topic here. This is supposed to be a sports show, and I'm getting off topic here, but this is cool. It's all good. So, anyways, I talked about the Rams at Denver. They have common opponents. I think it's going to be a slaughter because of the fact that the Rams are not going to have anything that's going to slow them down. Denver has a decent defense, but their offense absolutely stinks, and that's the only thing that kept them in the game. That's the only thing that kept Seattle in the game. Seattle was the only reason why Seattle had the lead a little bit is because Russell Wilson's is a good. Yeah, that's right, the Rams. So the Russell Wilson was he's a high-level quarterback, so he figured it out, right? They picked on the defensive backs, or they picked on the defensive players that were new, and they weren't, these guys are all second stringers. So kudos to Russell Wilson. The Rams still got the W. So, but anyways, I want to talk about this other thing. college football sucks right now, and the reason why it sucks is there's no California teams in the top 25. I don't know how many times that happens, but there's no California teams in the top 25. So it's like, why would that be interesting to me? There's like two or three West Coast teams in the top 25. But college football is having a huge problem. Yeah, the Cowboys, oh man. I want to see Dak Prescott do good. The Cowboys, the problem with the Cowboys, I'll tell you because I was listening to them, right? They're the problem with the Cowboys is it's the same problem they're having with the Raiders. The Cowboys have a good player in Dak Prescott. He's a capable player, but they need to do something with the coaching staff that is more accommodating to what this guy needs to do because they have a good franchise quarterback in there. He seems like a quality person slash capable person, athlete. I think they need to fire the coaching staff. I have a feeling that if you fire the coaching staff and you get a new group in there, a young, hungry group, I have a feeling they could do something. Look at Ezekiel Elliott. That dude is ridiculous, dude. That dude is good. Their offensive line is okay. Although, okay, the problem is that they thought Dak was, no. Dak's not Brady at all. The problem with Dak, Zeke is a beast. The problem with Dak Prescott is he's a good player, but he needs a different set of offensive coordinators and coaching staff. That's all he needs, dude. You need to get some coaches that understand him and understand the dynamics of how they could build around him. And another thing, too, is they need to get some receivers. They let, Witten retired, and this whole thing about Des Bryant, I think they should have kept him, Exactly. Garrett needs to go. If they got rid of him, I have a feeling that Dak Prescott could turn into a serious winner. It's the same thing like, look what happened with Jared Goff. It's the same thing in the Rams, and it's the same thing. It does, because that guy's ridiculous, dude. Like, he punted it on 4th down and 2 or something like that. Like, some ridiculous thing. He did, like, this save my job thing, and he wasn't even that good of I'm not a fan of Garrett. I think that he was kind of, he's just not somebody that's a quality, yeah, see, offensive coordinator. Yeah, it's a joke, yeah. See, again, they get rid of the fires, they get rid of the coaching staff. I think the personnel is capable because, they got some good people there. It's just a matter of, who do they have that is can cultivate these people. Obviously the Rams hit a home run. They didn't know that McVay was going to be that good of a coach. They didn't know that his philosophy and his culture was going to be that good. That is kind of an accident. Even though I'm a huge Rams fan, it is obvious that what he did was kind of, he hit lightning in a bottle, So to his, everybody says, well, no, it was planned. No, it was lucky because sometimes coaches and quarterbacks and defensive players don't mix. Look what happened with the Raiders. They're having huge issues like that. They need to get a new staff, or Gruden needs to recognize this and adjust somehow. And he needs to fix that relationship he has with him. Rams can't make a homework. Rams can't make a homework. See, that's the problem, dude, when you don't watch any sports, dude. That's why, Eliseo, you don't watch any sports, dude. That's the problem, dude. You gotta, like, go to Google, go to Wikipedia and type in rules of football. Just like I'm gonna do with hockey, you need to do that with all sports. You need to type in Google, I don't know anything about sports, please help me. So, anyways. Yeah, of course he is. It's all good, though. He's a good friend. It's good times. So anyways, so those are my topics. I'm not a fan of college football, not having anybody on the West Coast. Obviously, all these good players are migrating. My swear is the one that gives free tacos. Yeah, me too. Free tacos. Taco Tuesday. That's why I was at Tacos Miches last week. He didn't know any sports. There you go. That's how it starts. There you go. Anyways, college football is having a hard time in the ratings too because West Coast is a huge TV market, and TV market sells. Those are huge, big contracts. So they need to step their game up and do something better. But anyways, this is the second part of the show. I'm gonna see if I put them together and post them again. But it's like, why? So anyways, first part was on Facebook Live. Help me put me in on what? Put it on what? Okay. Anyways, stop using top word. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Again, the NBA did a number to hockey. They hurt. To recap, they hurt it. Rams at Denver. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a runaway win for the Rams because their only weakness that it seems like they have is their defensive backfield and the Denver has their quarterback's not very good. Um, Also, too, KC is undefeated. KC is undefeated, and they're going to New England. In New England, and it's very difficult to win there. Is waiting for a good DC. I know, right? And then but no. So New England has won 2 games in a row. They were 1-2. Now they're 3-2. And so they just it's just a matter of time. I think KC's gonna lose. If they win, then that means they're legit. And when they play in Mexico City against the Ram, that's gonna be a good. That could be a Super Bowl preview. However, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Pat Mahomes is getting figured out. He has 2 picks now, and I don't even think Aquaman can save him. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. And the 2 people that watched, I appreciate it. Bye.